Previously on Dancing with the Bananas.
Jillian's not feeling well, so she's not going to be able to make it this week. I'll have a brand new choreographer.
I made the choreography a little bit more difficult.
I thought I was about to cleat her in the eye.
Pretty much zero experience in ballroom.
So good!
It was awesome, dude. I'm happy about it. I feel loose.
I think it shows what we're capable of doing.
I think it was the best time we ever did it.
I'm more comfortable than I was. A really good chance to move on to the next round.
Congratulations on another great week of Dancing with the Bananas. We wanted to do this live in front of all of our fans, but unfortunately we did have to cancel today's game due to rain and lightning, but we have a competition to get to. What we have next is our top banana. This is the most votes and receiving the first rose of tonight's competition. I'm very excited to announce Bryson Bloomer.
We ended up getting most voted banana. I was really happy because I kind of had a plan going into it. And I was also really happy because I had teammates say, man, you look so much better this week than you did last week.
Receiving our second rose of the night, Nolan Daniel. Two roses remaining. Our next rose with one of the more impressive lifts I've ever seen, Bobby.
We grinded for that last lift, so it was rewarding to then finally perfect it when it came down to game time.
And our final rose of the evening, and who will be moving on to next round, Indy Stanley. Donnie, I'm sorry to say you've officially been peeled from competition. Thank you so much. Congratulations, you should be proud.
No, I mean, we gave it our best go, so I think it wouldn't change things, but, you know, good luck to everyone else. I shook off too many signs the other week. That probably had a lot of good time, you know, learning new dances, and it was good to get out of my comfort zone, and good luck to the other dancers.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to week 4 of Dancing with the Bananas. This week is going to bring some new tests of all of the options that we have for you guys to pick from. I'm very excited to see what is chosen. Our top banana will have the ability to pick what our theme is. So Bloomer, after winning last week, go ahead, come on up, pick our theme for the week. All right. Our theme is decades. Decades, this can range anywhere from the 20s, 1920s, all the way up to the early 2000s. We suggest you continue to stay together and partner as much as you can, but we'll leave that up to choreography. Good luck, and we will see you guys on Tuesday night.
Yeah, supposed to like throw me up with your hand.
I felt like our cha-cha went really good. The fans got into it, the whole team got on their feet when we got done, so that was pretty cool.
I felt really confident about it. I felt like I put a lot of hard work into it and put a lot of creativity into it. In the dance world, you have much more time. So you have weeks to find music, you have weeks to come up with choreography. You're gonna kick right foot, then left foot. So kind of like a butterfly. Right leg goes out, the left leg comes back in. And I choreographed this dance maybe 35, 45 minutes before I met Nolan this morning. And then we learned it in an hour and a half.
We have a sped up week this week, so we're having to get practices in before travel. We're getting it done though.
My intention is to have every Gen Xer and also millennial
Gen Z whatever because it's a big 80s summer right now. So the 80s are popular right now. I mean, everywhere you go, you see college boys with mullets. And then the Stranger Things came out during summertime. Top Gun just came out.
I love the 80s.
Do you love the 80s? How many 80s movies have you seen?
He knows nothing about the 80s. Thriller and the Carlton. Do you know what those are from? And he'd be like, just a blank stare.
Yeah, it would have to be Breakfast Club. It's my favorite because I know word for word, I can quote it.
Yeah, that dancing scene's pretty iconic.
It is pretty iconic, yeah.
Ooh, you okay? Yeah. I heard something pop.
It was my shoulder.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it just does that.
I think it's our hardest rehearsal yet. I think it's our hardest dance yet. The movement is faster, and we're doing a couple partnering stuff back to back.
Moving on each week, it has to get harder or you're just gonna get voted out. I feel like it's super fast, a lot of short, fast movements, and I'm a bigger guy, so gotta be able to move quicker, I guess.
Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Back, up.
Oh, I'm super pumped. I'm gonna get the steps down. We're gonna be ready to rock and roll.
Got a good score.
It did, yeah, better than last week. So keep us in or it won't disappoint you.
Keep on course.
Circle, blue circle, come together, wham, around, and down.
I felt so great about last week. We had a really good time. The audience had a really good time. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite dances I've ever created.
The first week that we had just individual dances, I completely focused on my dance the entire game. And I think that hurt me. So this week, I focused not on the dance, but the game, and just kind of let the practice that I put outside of the game work from our dance. Oh, see, she's smart. She knows me now. She knows how to teach me stuff.
Yeah.
I think she's starting to kind of understand how my brain works. It's a slow process. She might not admit it, but I bet she gets frustrated with me at times. So, you know, she's patient and she understands. She's a great teacher.
He's wonderful because he's so flexible that I can say, oh, you know what? I don't like that there. Let's move it somewhere else. And we're able to really adapt the dance to what fits us best instead of us trying to fit in the dance.
A couple of things. One of the big things in the 60s is a move called the pony. So we'll do feet first, but basically it's gonna be like step 1, 2.
I find the 60s to be very fascinating. There's so much going on between protest and counter-protest and the hippie movement. And the dancing was just super fun, a little chaotic, and always really exciting.
Why am I using my knees? You told me not to use my, I just think about knees, but it's my
Stop thinking about your knees.
Today's rehearsal was more of a struggle trying to get the steps and the moves down.
And we're trying new tricks that neither one of us have done before, so I'm really excited to get that out in the world.
At the moment, the mashed potato is really getting me. but I'm pretty confident that I will look back and watch this interview and I will have mastered the mashed potato.
My strategy is just to have fun and keep it with the personality.
Let's hear it from Nolan and Kristen with a dance from the 60s.
I tried to have as much personality as I could. That was what we were doing in the 60s. And I think I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm pretty excited about it.
We communicated really well on the field this time, so I felt really good about how we ended.
We're getting looser, we're getting better. I'm really excited for the future.
Keep going, keep going. Ha! Yay! I made this dance a lot harder for Bobby. He is a very quick learner, and we communicate really well together, so that's been good. We're pretty easy to talk to.
It's fun. It's a good time every week, especially like learning the lifts and everything each week, and you know, maybe adding a backflip in like the first week, and you know, things like that. So I have a good time.
I feel like the first week I met him, he wasn't intimidating. He was just really quiet and kind of like, I don't know. I definitely, like, over the weeks, we've gotten closer and we have a really good time in rehearsal. Yes. I'm not going to be able to take you seriously with this. Okay.
It's a good time. I'm learning a lot. I got to learn to move my hips a little bit, but besides that, I just have more fun.
Bobby, this is a lot of
individual stuff, hips.
A lot of hips, which is not your strong suit.
I have really bad hips, so it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me on the baseball field, but it definitely does not help me in the dancing world. So it's something I got to learn to do, is try to, I don't know, loosen them up, move them better, something.
Like around. Why did I pick disco? Disco has just always been fun to me. I love the music, I love the colors, the moves, but it's also very difficult. It's a lot of stationary dancing. So that's something I keep pushing him, is just to make his movements bigger so that the people in the very back row of the stadium can see.
70s, 80s, you know, a lot of fun in those times. I know it was a lot of disco dancing, so, you know, we're taking that into account this week, and we're going to hopefully crush it.
You're stiff as a board, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
I am.
I'm going to turn you into John Travolta. We're just having a good time, and hopefully everyone can see that he's grown as a dancer and that he's working really hard. We've got some cool things planned. I just hope everyone enjoys it.
It'll be a good time. You guys will have some fun, and I'm excited for this week for sure. I'm hoping the fans are too.
Let's hear it for Bobby and Rebecca.
That's fun. Yeah, we didn't screw up, so that's a plus. That's our best score yet, so I tell you guys every week, the best hits come each week.
So keep voting for it. Woo, not that fast.
I like it that fast.
I enjoy it. I think it's really fun, to be honest. Being a position player and traveling every day is, I mean, it's tough. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't change it.
Indy's like Superman, basically. He's just always ready for anything. I think that really says a lot about him, both as an athlete and as a person.
Okay. You end up in this like leaned over position. Okay.
I really do enjoy, coming up here every day, just like I enjoy showing up to the baseball field every day, getting my work in every day.
50s music is can be kind of boring, so I'm like, we're going kind of like Elvis rock and roll. This week I chose 1950s rock and roll, and I chose it based off of Indy because that's kind of what I've been doing week to week, is like based on how I see him moving and even his personality. I'm just like, okay, this style would really look awesome for Indy.
Kristen does like a super good job of like already kind of knowing what I would enjoy, what I'd like. After being with me for a while, Kristen kind of knew the next step of like how to match my personality with the dance and like the choreography involved and stuff like that.
Over here like this, and then I'm gonna come like smack you and you're gonna be like, what's up? So the story is that Indy's like the hot shot in town. Nobody tops his dance moves. And I'm the new girl in town, and I'm like, this guy can't be as good as he says he is. I'm gonna test the waters, and I'm gonna get him to dance battle me.
Although we're doing Elvis Presley, 50s rock and roll, I'm gonna put an Indy Stanley spin on it. So I'm just gonna make it my own, kind of do my own thing, and hopefully Elvis is watching over me.
Yeah, there you go. And that's perfect because you're gonna start turning that way.
I'm honestly just worried about enjoying myself while I'm out there and doing that. And if the judges like it and we're consistent with it, then that's awesome. I just want to have a good time.
Kristen for being an incredible choreographer and dancer. That was awesome. It was a lot of fun to do. Shout out to her for making it up. It's awesome.
And this guy's been out of town for 3 whole days, and he just learned this on the fly. So he's the real hero here.
Great teacher. Great teacher.
Next week on Dancing with the Bananas. The stakes continue to rise as only 2 weeks remain in this summer's most fun competition. Who will be eliminated and who will move one step closer to being crowned the first Dancing with the Bananas champion?